So with an inhale then, let's bring those feet up to the top of the mat. Exhale, let's fold forward. Inhale, let's press down through those feet and reach the arms all the way to the ceiling. And then exhale, bring the hands to center. Same again, then inhale all the way up. Exhale, let's fold forward and come all the way down. Let's have a good old bend through our knees then. Let's grab our elbows and take ragdoll. Maybe taking a bit of a sway with those arms around your legs, or nodding and shaking the head. As we exhale, let's bring the hands back down. Inhale, press through the feet, let's reach the ceiling. Exhale, let's bring the hands to center. Good, one more then, inhale all the way up. Exhale, let's fold forward into a half rise. So hands wherever you can, really pulling the top of the head forward, pressing down through those feet, and shoulders pulling away from the top of the head. With this inhale then, press through the feet and reach all the way back up. As we exhale, let's bring those hands back to center. Good, let's go into a lunge then. So inhale all the way up. Exhale, let's fold forward and come all the way down. Inhale, let's step the left foot back, bring the knee on the floor, point the toes. Inhale, let's reach the arms up, or hands on hips wherever you can this morning. We'll take some nice deep breaths there. Great, so with an exhale, left hand on the outside of that left leg. With an inhale, let's reach the right arm to the ceiling. Exhale, let's take a bit of a twist over to that left side. So we'll try and keep the right knee on top of the ankle, keep pressing it out towards that little toe edge. Reaching over as far as you can. Good, so with an inhale, let's come back up to the ceiling. With an exhale then, let's drop the left hand to the inside of the right foot, right hand lower back. So press it to the top of that left foot and pull the top of the head away from it as we inhale. Exhale, let's start to work that right shoulder back. So twisting towards that right side. The right arm extends to the ceiling then if you want to. And then we can always tuck our left toes under and lift the left knee off the floor if you want to make it trickier as well. It's up to you. So go wherever you want to this morning. We'll try some deep breaths there. Good, so with an exhale, come back round to centre. Let's swap the hands over then. So right hand to the inside of your right knee, right foot wider if you need to, so it makes it a little bit easier. Left hand lower back then this time. With an inhale, let's lengthen forward. And exhale, let's twist the shoulder back on this side. So you got the same option then if you want to lift that left arm up to the ceiling to make it trickier. Yeah, good. So with an exhale, let's come back round to centre. Hands down then. Tuck your left toes under. Let's step back into a downward dog. So walking out those feet then if we need to again. With an inhale, let's look forward and bring the feet to the top of the mat. Exhale, let's fold over those legs. Inhale, let's reach the arms all the way to the ceiling. And then exhale, bring the hands to center. Great, same on the other side, inhale all the way up. Exhale, let's fold forward and come all the way down. Inhale, then let's step the right foot back. Bring the knee on the floor and then point the toes. Inhale, let's reach the arms to the ceiling, shoulders nice and relaxed. I'll take some deep breaths again. As we exhale then, right hand on the outside of that right leg. Taking an inhale to reach a little bit higher with the left arm. And exhale, let's start to reach over to the side. So we keep that left knee working over to the little toe edge of that right foot. With an inhale then, let's come all the way back up to the ceiling. Dropping that right hand down into the inside of your left foot, left hand lower back. So press into the top of the right foot as you pull the top of the head to the top of your back. And then exhale, let's twist over then. So left shoulder works backwards. So you got your option then, left arm to the ceiling, maybe taking those right toes under, lifting the right leg off to make it harder as well if you want to. With an exhale, let's come back round to center and swap over. Left hand to the inside of your left foot. Move your left foot to the left side if you need to. Same thing then. Pull the top of the head forward with an inhale. Rolling the right shoulder back as we exhale. Right arm extends to the ceiling then if you want to. Yeah, well done. So with an exhale, come round then, hands either side of your left foot. Let's tuck our right toes under. With an inhale, we're back into a downward dog. Just taking a few deep breaths there, really working out where that weight's falling. Are we pressing down through the whole hand? Is it falling into those wrists? And can we work those heels down towards the mat? The chest presses towards those thighs. Good, so with an inhale then, let's roll forward into a plank. So bring that weight forward, knees down then if you prefer. Have a couple of deep breaths there. With an exhale then, let's bring the knees down, weight forward, lower the chin and the chest. Inhale to slide that through then into a cobra. Tops of the feet press onto the floor. Long through the body. With an inhale then, let's push ourselves up onto our hands and knees. Tuck the toes under there, let's lift the hips up nice and high, coming into a downward dog again. Same thing then, so inhale, roll that weight forward. Take a couple of deep breaths, knees down then again if you need to. With an exhale, then either knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Inhale, slide forward, then cobra or press through the hands and the feet into an up dog. Good, as we exhale, let's go all the way back into a downward dog. Yeah, good. So with an inhale, let's look forward and bring the feet to the top of the mat. Exhale, let's fold over those legs. Inhale, and then let's reach the arms out and up. Come all the way up to the ceiling. And then exhale, bring those hands back to center. Good, so inhale, then let's reach the arms all the way up. Exhale, let's fold forward and come all the way down. With an inhale, then let's step the left foot all the way back. Stay on those left toes. Can we start to draw that right hip back as we pull the top of the head forward? So keep the knee bent a bit if you need to. Lifting forward with an inhale, relaxing that forehead down towards the shin as we exhale. With an inhale, let's bend that right knee so it's on top of the ankle. Press down through the foot with an inhale. Let's reach the arms to the ceiling. Coming into a warrior one, then on those left toes. Again, so with an exhale, we're going to twist the torso over to the right side. So right arm out behind, left arm in front. Now you can always make it easier by popping one hand on the hip. So right arm on the hip, left arm forward. Good. So with an inhale, come all the way back up. As we exhale, and let's drop the left heel down. Let's open up into a warrior two. We're going to get nice and low through those hips, spreading the weight equally then through both feet. With an inhale, then let's straighten up through that right leg. Exhaling into triangle. So the right hip back, right arm forward. Bring the hand down wherever we can. We'll take the left arm to the ceiling or into the lower back. Can keep pressing into the outside edge of that left foot. Really drawing the top of the head forward. Yeah, good. So let's press down through those feet with an inhale. Let's rise all the way back up. Let's turn our toes, right toes to the long edge of your mat, left toes out to the back edge of your mat, or the front edge of your mat even. So we'll bring hands at the centre then. I'll take an inhale. As we exhale, can we bend the right knee and sink down into a side squat? So use your hands if you need to. Ooh. And then we'll try and find a spot to focus on. So we'll think about digging that left heel into the mat, drawing that left hip away. So really stretching the back of that left leg. Yeah, well done. Good. So with an exhale, let's pop the hands down on either side of your right foot. Let's start to bring the hands around to the front edge of your mat. So into a nice long lunge. So let's drop that left knee back down again, then take your right foot nice and wide. Left hand comes down then to the edge of that, the inside edge of that right foot. And as we inhale, let's really reach that palm forward. So stretch the right arm out. Imagine those hips are trying to come with you. Really pull it out through the spine. And with an inhale, let's open the chest and take the arm to the ceiling or hand on the lower back. And then as we inhale, let's start to reach the arm out behind. So can we look to that right thumb? Option then to take the bind if you want it. So bend your left knee, grab your foot, pull it towards your bum. And we'll try and keep looking towards that foot. Keeping that right shoulder working backwards. So still taking a nice deep twist with the chest. With an exhale, and let's come back round to center. Good. So hands down and tuck your left toes under. With an inhale, let's step back into plank. Weight forward over those wrists. With an exhale, then let's lower to the mat. Inhale, slide forward, cobra, or come all the way up into an up dog. And then exhaling, we're going all the way back into downward dog. Great, so finding some deep breaths there again. With this inhale, then let's look forward and bring the feet to the top of the mat. Exhale, let's fold over those legs. Inhale, we're going to reach the arms all the way up. As we exhale, we'll bring the hands to center. Great, same again then. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, let's fold forward and come all the way down. Inhale, then let's set that right foot all the way back this time. Start to pull the left hip back as well. So stretching the back of that left leg, keeping a little bend through the knees if we need to. So pressing out through the back of the right leg as we inhale, we're pulling the top of the head in the opposite direction. And exhale, let's start to soften the body down. With an inhale then, let's bend into that left knee. Press through the foot and rising up. And taking some deep breaths there. So really strong through that back leg still. But with an exhale, let's twist the chest open to the left side. So right arm forward, left arm back. And just pop the left hand on the lower back if it helps. Yeah, good. So with an inhale, let's come back round. And then exhale, let's drop that right heel, then open up into warrior two. Yeah, brilliant. We'll take some deep breaths. Great. So with an inhale, let's straighten up. Bring your hands on hips and let's turn toes out and the right toes go back towards the back of your mat. Hands into a prayer position then if we can. We'll take a big inhale. As we exhale, then bend into your left knee, rising it onto a side lunge. So we'll dig that right heel down, pull the right hip back, finding a spot to focus on. Yeah, well done. So with an exhale, then let's bring the hands down. Walk them to the front of the mat then. So left foot forward onto those right toes, and then we'll bring the right knee down. So take the left foot a little bit wider, right hand down. With an inhale, let's reach that palm forward. So really stretching the fingertips forward. And with an inhale, let's open the chest and take the left arm to the ceiling if you can. And then as we inhale again, let's reach the arm all the way out behind. So we can stay there or reach behind and grab that right foot this time. Pull it closer to your bum. See if we can look towards that foot. Brilliant. So with an exhale then we'll release the foot and pull all the way back round. Hands either side of your left foot then. Let's tuck our right toes under. And with an inhale, we're back into a plank. Exhale, let's lower ourselves to the mat. Inhaling, sliding forward, cobra or up dog. Exhaling, we're going all the way back into a downward dog. But with an exhale in, let's bring those knees down onto the mat. Toes in, then knees out wide. Let's push our bums back onto our heels. We'll come into a child's pose. So relaxing down wherever you can. Take some deep breaths. Just noticing any tight bits in the body still. We'll just try and let those areas relax. Okay, so with an inhale then, let's walk the hands up towards our knees. We'll come and do camel. So we come up to kneeling. The knees about as wide as your hips. Folding your mat under a bit if you need to. And we'll tuck our toes under. So hands onto the lower back, up or down, wherever you can. Elbows and shoulders squeezing. As we inhale then, let's lift up through the top of the head. And then exhale, let's think about pressing those hips forward. Chest starts to lift up. We're lifted up through the top of the head. Try not to strain the neck. And then we take some deep breaths. Good. So with an inhale, really gently straightening ourselves all the way back up. And as we exhale, let's untuck the toes and press your bum back onto your heels if you can. If it feels too much, then have your legs out in front or have your legs crossed instead. Let's interlace the hands behind our back then this time. So squeezing the palms together, elbows and shoulders squeezing as well. As we inhale, we're pulling the hands to the mat as we start to lift the chest. And so again, little back bend, making sure the sides of the neck aren't strained. With an exhale then, let's start to fold forward. So bringing the forehead down if we can, trying to keep the bum on the heels. And then maybe lifting those hands off the lower back if it feels all right. Let's see how you go. We'll take some deep breaths there. Yeah, good. We're just noticing what the breath's doing. Brilliant. So bring the hands back onto the lower back, and with an inhale, let's just start to straighten ourselves all the way back up again. Yeah, good. So we'll come onto our bums then with our feet on the floor. So we'll do boat pose to start with. So feet on the floor, easiest option then, hands behind you, fingers face your bum, and then lean the weight backwards if that helps this morning. Otherwise, we'll have feet under, hands underneath our knees, shoulders nice and relaxed, and we're lifting up through the top of the head. Belly button draws up towards the spine. When you're ready then, let's lean back onto the knobbly bits of your bum. And we can stay there, or maybe start to lift the feet a little bit higher. And then you've got your option if you want to reach the fingertips towards the ankles, straighten the legs if you want to, it's up to you. Good, we'll take some deep breaths then. Yeah, well done. So with an exhale, let's bring the feet down. And we'll take the feet about as wide as our hips then, fingers face your bum. Let's do tabletop. So pressing into the hands and the feet and trying to lift the hips about level with your knees if you can. So pressing down with an inhale, lifting up. So really pushing through the whole of the palm. Press down through the whole of the foot. Now we can stay looking to the knees, or we can look to the ceiling, wherever feels best for you. We're really active this one, so really pressing down as hard as you can through hands and feet. Trying to keep those hips level with your knees. Yeah, well done. So with an exhale, chin back towards the chest, we'll start to bring the hips all the way back down. Good, let's draw those knees towards the chest and give them a squeeze in, top of the head lifting up to the ceiling, stretching out that lower back a little bit. Great, so we'll do another round, and then we can do an up plank if you prefer, something a bit different. It's up to you though. So it's the same thing, but the legs go out straight instead of feet on the floor. So we'll start the same way, and then just check in. So you can have your heels on the floor with your toes up, or you can start to point your toes down. But just go really steady because it makes people cramp in their calves sometimes. So either or is fine, but just making sure if you've got your toes coming down towards the mat that it's not making your calves cramp. So we'll start in tabletop again then. So feet about as wide as your hips, fingers face your bum if you can. With an inhale, then let's press down and lift the hips. So we can stay there or start to walk your feet out. Legs are straight. We'll try and keep those hips lifted again. Good, nice deep breaths. Brilliant. So with an exhale, chin to chest, and we'll lower our bum all the way back down. Yeah, well done. So knees back in towards the chest again, and give them a squeeze in. Top of the head lifting up nice and tall. Great, so let's come to lay down on our backs. We'll bring the knees in towards the chest, pressing the spine into the back, just rolling around on that spine a little bit. Brilliant. So bring your left foot down onto the floor. Grab your right foot wherever you can. So outside of the foot, inside of the foot, around your toes, wherever you can. So we'll flex our foot, so the sole of the foot's trying to press to the ceiling, and we're pulling the knee down into that right armpit. So a real good stretch for your hip. And just move it around a bit if you need to. So you want to find where feels best for you. We can make it harder then by straightening the left leg out along the mat if you want to. Try some deep breaths there. Brilliant. So if you've got your left leg straight, just bend it again so the foot's on the floor, because we're going to bring our right ankle onto the left knee for a reclined pigeon. So flex the foot, press the knee away, and then see how that feels around that hip now. We can stay there, or we'll interlace around the back of the left leg. Draw the left leg towards you. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Try some deep breaths again. As we exhale then, let's undo the hands, bring the left foot down. We'll step that right one down as well. And then we'll draw the left leg in. So grab the foot wherever you can. Start to draw that knee down into the left armpit as the sole of the foot tries to press to the ceiling. Maybe straightening out that right leg for more of a stretch if you want it. Great, so if you've straightened out your right leg, just bring the sole of the foot back onto the floor so we can pop that left ankle on top. Turning those toes up then, and we'll start to work that knee away. And then see how you feel on this side. We can stay there, we'll draw the right leg in this time. Make it a bit more of a stretch, it's up to you. With this exhale then, if you've got your hands around the right leg, let go so the right foot can come back down, and then we'll set the left one down as well. Great, we'll bring the knees towards the chest, giving the squeeze in, rolling on that spine a bit, and if it feels all right. And then we'll bring the feet back down onto the floor again, so about as wide as your hips, and then we'll come into bridge, so just touching the backs of those heels if you can. We'll try and keep the knees working towards each other. With an inhale then, let's press down through those feet, tilt the pelvis up so that the muscles on the legs start to work, and then we'll peel ourselves up piece by piece through the spine. So there's no rush, just rolling this up. Starting to notice the chest is lifting up. coming up towards the chin, back of the neck's getting nice and long as well. Maybe interlacing those hands underneath, rolling the shoulders underneath as well, pulling the hands towards the feet. With an exhale there, let's undo those hands, bring them out either side of your hips. We'll take a big inhale. And exhale, we'll start to roll down through the spine, piece by piece. So just the same way we rolled ourselves up. No rush to come all the way back down again. And then we'll bring those knees in towards the chest, give them a squeeze in again. Great, so we'll do one last one for the hips and then we'll have a twist. So bring the feet back down onto the floor. Let's go into bound angle pose. So soles of the feet together, knees are flopping out either side. And feet are wherever you feel comfiest. And we try and keep the lower back pressing down into the mat. If you want to, then either grabbing those elbows or the wrists and bringing them down onto the mat above your head. Let the whole body relax and keep that spine working down. Maybe pressing the soles of the feet together a bit more, and we'll feel a bit more of a stretch on the inner thighs. With this exhale then, let's bring the hands back down either side of your hips. And then we'll just bring those feet back onto the floor as well. Knees can come back in towards the chest and let's squeeze them in. Just rolling on that spine. Great, so we'll take a twist then. So if we take a big inhale, with an exhale, let's roll the knees towards the right side. See if you can peel that left shoulder back over onto the mat. Adjust those legs then if you need to. And we'll take the arms out nice and wide. Maybe rolling the neck to that left side if that feels all right. Trying to relax the upper body as much as you can. Don't have to have such a deep bend in the knees either if that doesn't feel right. With an inhale, let's bring the neck to center. We'll squeeze those knees in, then let's roll them back over to the top and we'll draw them in towards the chest. You know, a good old squeeze in there, rolling on that spine a bit as well if you need to. And then as we exhale, let's do the same thing. So rolling them towards the left side. Can we draw that right shoulder down onto the mat, taking the arms out wide again. And adjusting as much as you need to here then, so if it feels like too much of a stretch down that side, just straighten the legs a little bit. I'll still try and take some real deep breaths. As we inhale in, let's bring the neck back to center. Let's roll those knees back over as we squeeze them in. And then we'll draw them in towards the chest. Lower back presses down, then we're going to roll gently around on that spine. And then maybe popping hands on knees and rolling some circles round as well. And taking them round in one direction. And then back round in the opposite direction as well. Then we're stretching out those hips one last time, then bringing the knees out wide and drawing them back in. And doing that a few times round in one direction. And then back in the opposite direction as well. Yeah, good. So when you're ready then, we'll come into Shavasana. So if you want to pop anything warm on, you can do. And then finding yourself a comfy position. So finding a comfy position, whether you want to have your feet on the floor or your legs out wide, wherever feels best for you. And you can relax that lower back the best. And just closing those eyes. Just gradually letting that breath go back to normal again. Just relaxing the face and the jaw, and the shoulders and the upper back. The arms are just falling out to the sides. And releasing the lower back and those hips down into the mat. And relaxing all the way down to the soles of the feet. And any areas of tension are just dissolving away. So we let the whole body relax down into the mat. So we'll take a couple of really deep breaths again. Gently bring in some movement then back into those fingers and back into the toes. And when you're ready, we'll take a real big full body stretch, so reaching out through the hands and through the feet. We'll bring those knees towards the chest, give them a squeeze in. It feels alright just rolling around on the spine. And when you're ready, we'll roll ourselves over onto our right hand side. And we'll have a couple more deep breaths there. And then we can come back up to seated when you're ready.